Alright, it is 9:20 a.m. Friday, July the 23rd, and the watch list I don't think changed very much other than the fact that I have XBIO because it was nice. It was up 50% give or take yesterday, so that will be very interesting if it can continue a follow-up run up. That would be nice, although this might be the case. It could be a possibility. Some of these, they just have like 3 days. They barely go up. Too much resistance, and it doesn't do much. But I'll have it on the watch list to see if it can do some kind of a higher low setup, as I have right there. That would be impressive and something new that I can try. DPLS could be a morning spike, could be a morning panic as well. Ideally, a spike. So then there's more range for a panic at some point, and I can maybe just try, like get in a morning spike and, again, try to be better at those. FERN could be a morning panic bounce play opportunity. I think at this point it is well enough to be able to do something like that. My only issue is that if it panics below this breakout level, it might try to get past it, and then it kind of chokes. So it might play around this level. That might be a little hard. HDVY, I think at this point, yeah, I'll consider this for a morning panic bounce play. 1, 2, 3 days is not really too clean, but it did have one in the afternoon, which gives a good chance that it could do one today. It doesn't have to, but it can. Same with LCLP, morning panic bounce play. It's the one that can spike as well. HALV, I'd rather see the spike. I'm not gonna really trade this for a morning panic bounce play. No. Yeah, just a spike. No morning panic bounce play for this one. Alright, it is 9:56 a.m. I had 3 trades. 2 were okay, and 1 was extremely frustrating. I'll go over it in details, but anyway, the first one was LCLP. This was a potential morning panic bounce play. 935 was my first entry, and that was at 249, which was right here. 935. I guess I could have done better with my entry, but was it really? Yeah, that was it. Okay. Yeah, so that was 249. So my executed. Yeah, I guess it's not really the best entry here at 935, but the idea is that it has this downtrend. It kind of trades back and forth. Let's play off this 245 level, and I was in the trade, and then I got out. Oh, now I understand. Okay, yeah, 935. I was in here at 249 again, and at the time, 245 was not broken, so I was risking the lows of the candle. In theory, there wasn't like a clear big volume candle like it happened later here. Instead, they were just big volume candles, so there is just that much more risk. But then when it cracked it right under this 245 level, 935, that's when I cut losses. I sold at 242, which was the very bottom, which is fine because I was just trying to get out and avoid something like this, which happened eventually. And then, once I saw that it was starting to potentially pick up, and maybe it was just like a max panic type of thing, I got in at 25 again at 936. And it was going to be a risk off of this level now at 242, give or take. 939 right here, when it cracked the level again at 242, I got out immediately at at 246. So I actually didn't lose that much in this one. Yeah, because 25 to 246. Again, if it's gonna crack the range, the low, I want to get out. So it did go back to 25, but yeah, that ended up being the ceiling. It was a fake out. It wasn't official yet. Again, I cut losses here when it cracked this level, in and out the same minutes, and then the other time I got in, and then I got out when it broke the low here. Here, when it eventually broke it for real, right, it drops from 24 cents to 22. That's what I'm trying to avoid. And then at this point, I was no longer watching it because I was trading DPLS, which was a complete pain in the butt. But I'm gonna have to go over it. I got in DPLS. It looked clean at the time. 939 right here. I got in at 256, which was right here. 1256, 939 was looking nice. Next candle, stupid spike past VWAP. You know, lots of craziness, very choppy, retarded spread. But you see that, like, what? All right. So yeah, again, I had this spike here, and then I said, all right, let me try to sell at what appears to be, here's my first sell attempt, 941, right, at 12.65. So that was like the top right here. You know, this is what it seemed to be like, the top. So I tried selling at you know, 12.65. It was on the ask. It would constantly get hit. I'm not getting executed at all, and I said, what is going on? I can't seem to get executed. At 9:44 right here, almost criminal, right? I put a new sell order at 12.64, and it would still play back and forth with 12.65 being at the ask. So my order wouldn't get executed, and that pissed me off, because I'm like, how am I not getting executed if my order is literally at the ask, below the ask? So then I sat around there at 9:47. I said, all right, fine, let me go back to 12.65. Maybe the market maker doesn't want to see 12.64 on the ask, and I'm just not getting executed or whatever. I don't know what's going on. And then when I do that, now the ask drops to 12.64, and I'm at 12.65. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, seriously? 9:47. Yeah, that's when I switched back to 12.65. It drops to 12.64. I put 12.64 the same minute, because I see, like, okay, now the ask is at 12.64, and it did that. And then I did get one sell at 12.61 when it was 9:49 right here before it started the drop, at least the highs. I did get one sell there, and then, you know, okay, it was a partial, fine. And then I just lost it at 9:53. I said, all right, I'm getting the hell out of here. You know, now it's trading at the lows. Right here, it might crack this 12.5 level. I don't want to be a part of this choppy thing anymore. So I went ahead and I put just a market sell order, and that actually took a while, even for that to get executed. 9:53.03. I didn't get out till 9:53.29. So 26 seconds with a market sell order, and the thing doesn't get executed. I think I'm gonna make a new rule and not trade DPLS, because it does this garbage. I traded this before, it was profitable, but now I'm not gonna trade it unless it does some very big, nice, big candle on a daily chart. None of these little baby candles anymore. I don't understand why it says my percent profit loss is so high. That's not the case at all. I don't understand that one bit. I really don't understand that. I don't think that's right. I think the math is wrong. Had two L's with LCLP, 2 losses there. It says I'm down on the day, but maybe it's updated now with DPLS. I'm not sure. I did sell part of the position for less than what I bought it at, but I mean, you can see, like, this thing just trades like trash. So I will ban myself, and on top of that, it did prevent me from trading LCLP, although sometimes when it does a fake out like this, it doesn't trade very nicely. But in this case, it was fine. It could have been in at maybe 23. It did get to 25, 24.6, 24.6, yeah. 24.6 is the range here, so it did miss me out of LCLP. I'll make an update later. I don't think there's anything else, but I'll be looking. Alright, it is 10:44. Yeah, it ultimately had to happen that, you know, it was gonna have to cut losses on a morning panic bounce play. I can't get upset at that. I could have maybe been a little more patient on my sells, but you know, if I wanted to be patient and it happened to be when it cracked it here, that would have been painful. So maybe if it cracks it the first time, I can try and wait, and maybe I can be able to sell for break even or less of a loss, or maybe even a small profit. Maybe that's something I can consider, you know. But after the first time, I guess it all depends on the price action, but then, you know, after that I'll probably be very cautious. But I liked my 2 trades there. They didn't work out, that's fine. I don't like how I traded DPLS. At one point I did think that I can just close the trade, get out, and I can be able to trade this. I should have probably have done that. It did turn around. This was the big obvious volume candle. Next candle was a consolidation candle. Maybe I would have missed out anyway, because you know the bottom is 225 and I don't want to get in at 23. Maybe it did get as high as that 247 level. The tippy top was 249. Now I did put like a buy order at 1012 right here, but then it was at the bid, so you know it wasn't like I was gonna get executed 100%. It was trading with that spread between 239 and then whatever the bottom would be, and I had it here at 233, but I canceled it because something just felt sketchy about this stock. It did have like a big volume candle, but again, this thing just felt sketchy. Did I say stalky the first time? I meant to say sketchy if I did. Something just felt sketchy, so I canceled it. It did drop more, and I did consider maybe a buy. I was watching it, but again, it was trading with a spread, and I don't like that. Like, it's going to trade between 228 and then 222, which is like the bottom when it did it here. That was just kind of sketchy. It did turn around to 234, but I don't mind this. Even though it looks a lot cleaner, you have to take into consideration this thing was trading with a very tight, not a very tight, a very bad spread. Now it's a little better, but it was definitely worse at some point. HALB keeps downtrending, nothing I want to do with it. HDVY, this one trades choppy too with low volume. In theory, I might have considered this had I have seen it. It does offer range 31, 32 to 29, so that was definitely range. HPIL, nothing. FERN is nice. I'll be looking at this. It's already done it, so maybe it's not an exact science if it were to have dropped towards VWAP. So I don't have any setups I'm interested in. I'll still be looking, but nothing clear at the moment, unless LCLP. No, that would be too late. If it were to have like cracked it and went even lower, that would have been nice, but I don't see anything right now. Alright, it is 11:16. I had another trade, and I guess this one was the redeemer now. Now I am up $1.50 on the day. I could have done better with this. NLST, you can see this thing is up. I think it has a lawsuit with Google over some patent with, I don't know, something about they have a patent for some kind of DDR5, I don't know, stuff that they use in their servers, and I'm not sure if what they're talking about, if it's RAM or video card. Probably RAM related, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know what the case is, but anyway, they've had the lawsuit for a long time, and this thing again had this nice uptrend from $2 to $8, so that's pretty good range. It is an OTC stock, but again, the issue with this stock is that although I had this panic, it was later in the day. It's a higher priced stock, and some of these are kind of choppy. They're not really perfect. So I bought at 810, 1109. I really wanted to get a better price, but it just looked like it was about to turn around, and I didn't want to miss an execution for that sense. And it was pretty risky because there wasn't really a clear risk level. You know, if I wanted to risk the low of the range, which would have been 789, that would have been kind of hard. That would have been a bad risk reward. So in theory, I was just risking 8. And I got in at 810. I could have gotten in at a better price, and I actually did a lot better holding this through, although I could have done better. I could have waited for a top to form, which in this case is 45, so if it wants to bounce back, I would try to sell at 42 perhaps, and then I would feel a little better about that. Or, you know, the only other exception is that if I'm not going to sell this before it forms a high, it's going to be at least at VWAP. But this wasn't the case here because it is a higher priced stock and they're not very perfect. There is also a lot of dip buyers as well as potential short sellers who have been short this stock, and they're trying to cover for a profit, and it's starting to bounce back, and they kind of have to chase and not get the best cover in theory. So yeah, I could have held this better. I could have waited for the top to form again like it did here at 845. Right now I can be waiting for it to bounce back, ideally near the highs, so I can sell again. But that's alright. I think I pushed myself just that much harder, holding the trade better. I bought at 1109, excuse me, again at right here 1109, at right here 810. I could have gotten a better entry, and I sold at 1114, which was right here, this candle at 834. So it's near the highs, but I should have waited for a high to form again. It could have went to 880. That would have been super profitable. But anyway, it seems like it's trying to hold this 820 level. So in theory, again, I'd be trying to sell in the 840s if it bounces back from this level. If it cracks the 820s, that's too bad. I'll just cut the trade in and there, still for a profit, though not as much. I need to get better at that, but I think I got closer with this trade. I'm glad to have traded this. Now it makes me green on the day. It wasn't a bad setup. I was looking at, what was it? I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, I was looking at HDVY thinking maybe it'll hold this 30-cent level and turn back, but you know, I need to not trade these things that are liquid. If I have a larger account, in theory I won't be able to trade these type of setups, so like I have to look at better setups, so I didn't trade it. And this one actually failed, so that was a great lesson there. LCLP did kind of turn around, but it's not perfect. This one would have been better in theory. That's all I have. I was looking at XBIO for this is what I was going for. I just missed it for that other stock. I don't mind it. You know, it was a head and shoulders, shoulder head, and then I thought, okay, let's wait for this thing to downtrend. I was waiting for this thing to crack VWAP back here. It eventually cracked it. I could have taken a buy maybe at like 369, 371 and go for like a shoulder to form, maybe sell in the 430s. So that'd be 30 cents, 50 cents, 55 cents of profit. I buy 100 shares. That's a $55 trade. It's doing that nicely. Maybe I should have looked at this one a bit closer, because this trade's a lot nicer. That's gonna have to be the case, you know. I don't like Nasdaqs as much as OTCs, but they offer liquidity. They offer you know, a lot of nice things, and that was one setup I would have been going for. It might be a top here with the shoulder. It depends on how far this thing can go. But yeah, NLST is at 811. Looks like I would have had to have sold once it cracked this 820 level for just a tiny profit of a few dollars. But that would have been, in theory, maybe better traded, just because I stuck to a plan better. However, this thing is a high-priced OTC stock, and these are very, 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 very choppy. That's all I got for right now. I could have traded XBIO very profitably. Instead I went for NLST here, which was still fine. That's all I got for the moment. Alright, 1148. I was way too late. I didn't see it when it was doing any of this price action here, and then it kind of went up. I said, alright, that's cool. It dropped. I really should have considered it back here when it was in the 40s, but I was too scared. I should have bought and risked 40. You know, should have realized that this thing put up a higher high. Here is higher than here. And then I placed the order at 53 at 1148, but by then it was too late. I wouldn't have been executed, and now it's pushing towards VWAP. You know, this would have been ideally like the head of an inverse head and shoulder. So the shoulder, here's the head. So now it spikes to 4, and then it does the shoulder again. Ideally maybe the same level, but I hesitated. I shouldn't have hesitated. This would have been a nice profit. I would have missed out here, but had I been there for here, I would have likely have been in, ideally in the 350, 348 level. But now let's just see how strong it is. There's a chance it won't even form the right shoulder. It does some other pattern, but ideally that would have been the setup to have been in. Maybe that would have been nice if I got in at 348, and then I sell towards VWAP right here. Ideally, of course, this thing could fail, but yeah, that's the idea with that. It did put up a shoulder here, but it didn't get that high. I mean, it got as high as 4, which is fine, even though it was like an uptrending, you know, head and shoulders. It didn't get that much higher, but that's fine. That would have been a profitable trade too. I'm not gonna beat myself too much because this is a NASDAQ, a listed stock, so I haven't really been trading those in a while, so I don't regret that too much. But this could have been a nice setup. NLST, yeah, it did top out at 46. It's back at 8. Again, I would have sold had it when it cracked this 20 level for like a very tiny profit, but yeah, these higher priced OTCs are not really perfect. FERN, I was not there for this. Maybe I would have considered that. LCLP did turn around, but it did drop a little more before it did. That would have been hard to get in. I don't regret that. HDVY, nothing here. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll just keep looking at XBIO. Alright, 1232. Yeah, I got smacked. I deserved it. I took a really bad trade with XBIO at 1216, which was right here. So the idea was, okay, it played out. I've been hesitating on this one way too much, and that's my fault. So then when I do get in, it doesn't work. I deserve that. So we have the I mean, at first I missed, I think this. Yeah, I missed this. I hesitated here, and then okay, shoulder, head, and then maybe this is the shoulder, right? And then it bounces, makes this, and then second higher low. Well, it's not even a second higher low because it's right at the same level as here. That was the problem here. And again, like, you know, a listed stock can do very easily, has a big red candle that breaks through VWAP. Although I could have probably have sold in the 380s had I have tried when it broke under VWAP. I kind of got screwed there. Then I sold at 70 because it just wasn't working out. That sucked. You know, that was a 24.90 loss. Really what sucked was the percent loss. I just did really bad there. And that was totally my fault. I should have done better with that. This could be the official inverse head and shoulder, shoulder, head, and then shoulder right here. If it makes a second higher low at VWAP, I can try again. But I'll be a little more cautious. It can totally do a second higher low. And then it continued to run maybe towards the 420s where it was previously. I doubt it would break the day high, but that's always a possibility. I deserved that one. I was break even today, and then I did that stupid trade for hesitating. I shouldn't have been hesitating. I should have just been in. Had I have been in, I would have been able to have been profitable. And then after I sold, I started looking. I thought, okay, this could be the shoulder, right? And then I just freaking hesitated again. It got to 422. So yeah, I took a huge L there. That was all my fault. That was some bad discipline. If this thing does the inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then it makes a second higher low and it's actually higher than this level, and maybe it holds VWAP, I might consider it. But that's, you know, if I lose there, then at least it wasn't a bad, you know, strategy. This was just really stupid. I deserve that one. Alright, it is 1:07 p.m. So again, inverse head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. This was the second higher low, and it turned around a little too quickly for me to have been interested in it. You know, I don't want to, oh, okay, well, it turned around quickly. I'll be in at 4. I don't want to risk 387. I really don't. Because sometimes it doesn't really work out. I was watching it here thinking, okay, it might be it right here. And then we have that, you know, big sell here. And yeah, I just missed it ultimately. It kind of bounced back, sure, to 415, but that would have been the entry here at 395, give or take. It did get as high as 443, so that would have been profitable, and I would have traded a larger size, but I didn't trade it. However, I did trade something else. NLST had a follow-up panic, so this is like a lower low, not perfect. I bought at 708, 1050. Let me get rid of extended hours because it's starting to get later in the day. 1251 was right here. I actually bought the turnaround at 708 right here, right here. So actually pretty good entry. You know, it wasn't. Oh, I didn't bottom ticket at 699, but still 708. I got in at 1251. 1252. There was just way too much topping action here all around this 730 level. I said, you know what, maybe I'm not going to sell this thing on an uptrend, but this thing is not perfect because it's a higher priced OTC stock. It's being all choppy. I did fall for this one, 1249 right here. I was in at 1249 at 732, so not a bad, yeah, kind of bad entry, but it looked like it was going to turn around because we did have a big volume candle at 48, so I bought at 49 because it looked like a consolidation candle, and then it ripped through. But this time I did a really good job cutting losses quickly. I cut the trade even though it was painful. You know, I sold at 718 the moment it cracked through, and I put in a market sell when it kind of cracked to this level. And you know, that kept me from having a very big loss. This really helped me, you know. I should have done that with XBIO. I probably would have been profitable today had I have done that. Even though it's like a NASDAQ, so it kind of turns very quickly. It did get me out of trouble here. This was a paper cut. Could have maybe have done better with my entry, sure, but at the same time, I did really well cutting losses quickly when it cracked to that level. And I'm very happy that that happened. And that's when I bought it again, right here, when it did ultimately bottom. Why? Because it was going to be a trade playing off of $7. That's the only reason why. Took a buy at 708. Okay, I can risk it, you know, at 7. That's totally fine. It's the bottom wick of the candle. Why not? Again, that topping action was there at 732. I said again, maybe I won't sell. You know, wait for a top. It is imperfect. I'm just gonna take a sell. I took a sell at 728. It was a partial fail, so some was sold at 728. Only 4 shares. So most of it was. I guess I'll do the math. It's not a big deal. 1246.87. divided by 196. Yeah, 636. I sold some as, wait, what? 636? Oh, I put it wrong, no wonder. There we go. 727. I sold some at 727, and the last 4 shares, let's just see the last 4 divided by 4. Yes. What? 2832 to 708. What? Is that what happened? It says cost per share here. I guess that, no, I have no clue what the let's just say I feel like, yeah, the last 4 shares, they did sell a little higher. But that was about it, and I actually didn't expect to be selling as near the highs. It looks like it tried a little longer and then it fell, then it cracked $7. This would have been like a max panic type of buy because it cracked under, but it's trying to hold itself back. A buy at 691, 726. That could have been another trade, but I wasn't there anymore. I literally left the room and was like, all right, you know, I need to take a small break just to look back and really adjust. Now this thing could be inverse head and shoulders, but I don't want to trade this thing. The range isn't that nice. It's higher priced OTC. Not gonna trade it, but it could totally try to turn around at some point, you know, make an inverse head and shoulders, but I'm not a part of that. It's looking like it won't do it, but this could be the very bottom. I don't know. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm right now like down $10, but I had a bunch of trades. Really stupid trade with XBIO, buying it right here like an idiot, but that was a great lesson. That was all my fault. I just need to keep getting better. I'll make an update later, but I'm gonna try not to trade right now. Okay, I was 1:26 p.m. watching this price action. I think I'm just gonna skip this one. It could turn around, be a shoulder, make a head here, and make a nice run to 720, but I might trade it. It just looks a bit sketchy. Look how low the volume is, but it's still failing to uptrend. There's a lot of people on the ask too. I guess some people got burned, and they're trying to sell, you know, at the ask. I'm not extremely sure, but it's just, it could be a potential turnaround. Last time I said, you know, I'll just watch it does the uptrend, but you know, this one might be different because it's a sketchy, you know, high-priced OTC. Alright, it is 2:10 p.m. and this was the inverse head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, second higher low setup. I didn't trade it. I just wasn't able to get really comfortable with it, and it only lasted 2 minutes. Right, the bottoming right here at 720, which I thought was a level that it could hold. Congrats to anybody long, because it did get to 778. At least right now I got past VWAP, which was a great goal. Had I have traded it, I would have only been in 100 shares, because I just want to take it a little cautious. I did do a bunch of trades today, but yeah, that's nice. You know, it's I guess in theory 724 to 778. That's, you know, that's not bad. That's $54, give or take, right? Yeah, and it can still uptrend, but it starts to get sketchy once it breaks past VWAP. You never know how much higher it can keep going. There is a lot of resistance at 8, but it might try to just go back like nothing happened, you know. So that's what it is. I probably will not trade anything else today, which means I'll be down like $10 today, but I think I had a lot of experience today, a lot of trades. I look forward to watching this and learning. Really great way to end a Friday. Could have been worse. Just stupid trade with XBIO there, but that was a great lesson. FERN is uptrending, holding VWAP. That's nice. This will be a nice morning panic bounce play, ideally. Yeah, just really regret that one. LCLP, nothing. HDVY, nothing. That's all I got. I'll make an update to see how this did eventually, but just great learning today. Great experience, great trading. Just a lot of good experience, if you ask me. Alright, it is 9:20 p.m. and when it's all said and done, I think I learned a lot today. A lot of trades. These with DPLS, it's wrong. I was break even on this trade. Just a 14 loss, a $9 loss. These are two. Were these two different trades? No. You know what? I don't understand. Okay. I had the biggest gain was right here, then I had a loss trying to get in when it wasn't ready. This was a stupid trade. This was a good trade. This was a break-even trade. This was yeah, this one didn't work. This is all together, and I did miss the ultimate bottom with LCLP, which was right LCLP, yeah. The bottom that I missed, yeah, this was where I kind of got a bit too early, and the ultimate bottom was here. I just missed it because I was looking at DPLS. NLST, I traded this profitably. I missed this one. I missed this one, the ultimate bottom. I missed the inverse head and shoulders. I missed the second higher low, but I only lost 10, and I had a whole bunch of trading, a whole bunch of experience. I even traded large size, like on NLST. Two $1,400 positions were traded, an $800 position. DPLS was kind of small. LCLP was average. XBIO faded the rest of the day. I think this one was not even shortable. Well, I don't know if it's going to say anymore, but it was actually not shortable at Schwab, which was a bit surprising. FERN just held VWAP the entire day. NLST again. Missing this move, and this move. I still, I still learned a lot. I still traded it a few times. I learned a lot from it. I could have been super profitable had I been long here and, you know, went double size, right? Especially here, or even the second higher low. I think I just learned a lot today. I look forward to rewatching this. This is why I like these recordings, is I can rewatch and really understand what I was thinking then and there, and with the ultimate picture in mind. Even though hindsight is 20/20, a lot of these patterns are the same. Inverse head and shoulders, second higher low. Inverse head and shoulders, second higher low. Two different stocks, not even the same market, different industries. I just have to keep getting better. I'm really thankful to God for everything that I learned today. Had I not had that stupid XBIO trade here, where I just hesitated this price action, I think the price action was right here. Yeah, I missed this, and then I missed this, you know, and I missed this, I believe. Yeah, had I have not traded this one, I would have been profitable today, but that's alright. I learned a lot, and I know this will compound into the future. A stupid amount of trades, but they were all good, except for XBIO here. And I just have to keep getting better. I really look forward to watching this once again. Just a lot of lessons learned. Crazy volatility, craziness here with NLST. A lot of people did not like this stock because of how it traded. I look forward to rewatching this, and yeah, just a lot of learning. You know, a red day, sure, but only $10, and I learned so much. You know, I think it's worth paying $10 to learn everything that I learned here. And yeah, of course, I'd rather see profits, and I think I can do that with all of this extra experience, thanks to God. You know, my chances just keep getting better, and what can I say? I just have to keep trying. Very good Friday. Didn't have any crazy wins here. I could have pushed myself to trade NLST, XBIO. I could have been very profitable, but that's alright. I still learned a lot of things, and I just have to keep going. Once again, thanks to God that I have the opportunity. That's why I need to keep putting in work and efforts, because, you know, I don't have to have this opportunity, so I have to really try, and I'm really thankful for today.